welcome to the intersection of Black culture and horticulture with your girl, Cola B talking. And guess what, y'all? We Black in the garden.
From WABE Studios, welcome to Black in the Garden. You are at the intersection of Black culture and horticulture with your girl, Cola B talking. Soil Cousins and Flower Fiends. This is a very special, very floral episode that we have today. I'm in the spirit. If you're watching the video, then you can see that I am decked out in my great pink and orange florals. And I'm joined by Plant Zaddy, who is also wearing his floral pants. But, you know, we will get to the florals momentarily. Today, we're delving into the captivating realm of floriography. And that is the language of flowers, a lexicon that can convey almost any sentiment imaginable. But before we immerse ourselves in the fragrant world of floral symbolism, let's just pause for a moment and consider this. What if the bouquet that you received had a secret message, or one that whispered not of love or admiration, but of something more sinister or even shady? Thought-provoking, right?
Yes, very much.
Today, we will explore the hidden meanings behind blooms and, in addition, celebrate some remarkable Black women who have bloomed despite the thorns. Now, what is floriography? Let's just go ahead and start unpacking this. Floriography, or the language of flowers, dates back centuries, and it's been used to convey emotions, messages, and symbolism through different blooms. From ancient civilizations to modern-day customs, flowers have held special significance in human culture, art, and communication. The language of flowers was particularly popular in the Victorian era between 1820 and 1880, and flower language was popularized in France between around 1810 and 1850. The coded language of floriography meant that Victorians could express affection, desire, or disdain, which allowed a society governed by strict etiquette to show its true feelings. According to BBC.com, flower meanings were taken from literature, mythology, religion, medieval legend, and even the shapes of the blooms themselves. Often, florists would invent symbolism to accompany new additions to their inventory, and occasionally, flowers had different meanings depending on the arrangement, the location, and time. During the Victorian era, when stiff upper lip was the expected societal decorum, they was real stank. They was very stiff, you know.
Yeah, I see.
The language of flowers emerged as a clandestine method of communication at a time when etiquette discouraged open and flagrant displays of emotion. They were very suppressed. They were a people that just didn't really talk like we talk today. You know, they didn't feel their feels, you know. Charlotte de la Tour's Le Language des Fleurs, published in 1819, was the first book of its kind that detailed the immense symbolism of flowers. And this book had such a profound impact on 19th century Western society that scholars cite it as a valuable artifact in understanding the traditions of time. Now let's dive into the playful and creative side of floriography. Plant Zaddy.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know that each flower carries its own unique meaning and symbolism?
To a certain extent, but I feel like I'm going to get a lot of education today.
Let's get into it, because roses, as I feel like it's commonly known, symbolize love. And some people may know that daisies represent innocence, but the possibilities are truly endless. So I want to take a moment and discuss some more meanings from a floriography glossary to get into some varying flower meanings. I just want to, give the Soil Cousins an idea of the range of what floriography really is about through example. But have you given anybody flowers recently?
I have definitely.
Okay,
nice
so let's
arrangement.
lead with that.
Okay, so it was roses,
Okay,
but they were black. So in thinking about this sit down that we were going to have, I definitely did a little research.
Okay.
And black roses have their own meaning within themselves, but it's layered as well, because black roses could mean death and things of that nature. But I feel like
funeral.
Yes, but I feel like you have to know the person you're giving them to. So black
Yes.
roses also mean deep love.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
Okay, research.
Absolutely, yes.
Did you deeply love the person who you gave the black roses to?
Absolutely. Everything has symbolism and meaning behind it.
Okay, I mean,
Yes.
I don't know if you just went down to any random old flower shop and was like, "Ooh, black roses." This
No,
is
I actually
cute.
made it myself.
You what?
Yeah.
You made black roses?
Mm-hmm. Just a little spray paint, you know. You could do it with dye as well, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. So black roses in this case, deep love.
I feel like I should. So are there really black roses in nature? I feel like I should know this. Okay, let's just say there's not. Y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all get my details in the episode notes. Now let's get into some more meanings of flowers because as I mentioned at the top, some flowers have like some shady meanings. And I feel like since we have such a positive kind of relationship with what we know about the language of flowers and the way that we generally receive them during pleasant occasions, the shadiness is really what I'm drawn to right now.
Right.
So I'm looking at marigolds, for example, and I'm seeing, and we're looking at the Iowa State University Extension has on their website, they actually have a really dope, long, elaborate list of flowers and their meanings as we're getting into Floriography. And so what was the flower that I said it was?
Marigolds.
Marigolds, right, because I'm going down the alphabetical list. Marigolds can represent cruelty, grief,
and
or jealousy.
As beautiful as they are and easy to take care of, I would never have thought that.
Marigolds, like how do you present somebody with, like you jealous of somebody and you give them marigolds? Like to me, that's audacity.
Yeah, definitely. The one that stood out to me was Lily of the Valley.
Okay, what's
and I
that?
feel like that's a good one, even following, you know, Resurrection Sunday.
Yes.
So Lily of the Valley, which means sweetness, tears of the Virgin Mary, return to happiness, humility, and then you've made my life complete. So that's deep. Lily of the Valley. Hey, complete. Hey.
Okay.
But I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Lily of the Valley.
Yes.
That's what Genuine was really trying to say. I like this. So, okay, let's get into colors.
Ooh, okay.
Because the flower of, like, for example, we're looking at poppies now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so poppies represent eternal sleep, oblivion, or imagination. That's an interesting kind of range of things that the flower can represent.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we get into the different colors, then we're getting deeper into different meanings.
Right.
So red, for example, being pleasure. Everybody love a little pleasure. Okay, so give me some red poppies. I'll take them. But also white being consolation.
Okay.
So I could imagine, you know, something sad happened,
Yeah.
or, you know, maybe your boo ghosted you or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to talk up too much for y'all. I don't want nobody to get
But it's
triggered.
good to know.
Yes,
But let's go back to red,
though.
though.
Go ahead.
Because when you think about even Valentine's Day, that gives you more meaning behind. You see a lot of red flowers and things of that nature, maybe pinks and stuff. But you see a lot of red, and red roses have a deep meaning as well.
I feel like in the instance that we know flowers in the common way that we do without having an understanding of or knowledge about floriography in the way that we're discussing it, like the general understanding with roses is it's such a common plant, especially red roses. And I can appreciate that there is a common understanding of the actual meaning, which is red roses meaning pleasure. And so Valentine's Day is pretty much that kind of association with that kind of thing.
Love.
Absolutely.
And I love you. Definitely. Yeah.
Anything else standing out to you?
I think I want to bring up another one that is commonly seen.
Yeah.
Tulips.
Okay.
Which means a perfect lover, fame, you know, and then when you get into the other colors, red tulips mean believe me, declaration of love. Yellow tulips mean that there's a sunshine in your smile. And then variegated, which variegation, let's break that down, usually means that you have multiple colors in a specific plant or flower.
I would give you a variegated tulip. You have beautiful
Friend.
eyes. Yes, Josh. Oh my God. Right.
Yeah.
Because it says the variegated tulip represents beautiful eyes.
Oh, it does. Yes.
And Josh what are your eyes? Green?
They changed colors, actually. Variegation, multiple colors. I got variegated eyes.
Did we just have a breakthrough?
We did. They
Whoa.
green, gray. Yeah, definitely.
That's amazing. Wow, your eyes are like all magical and stuff. I got to get you some variegated. Where does one even find variegated tulips? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm looking at the violet representing modesty. What it's making me think about is like sometimes I be out, and the girls be out, and I'm referring to my décolletage. And so I'm wondering, like, if somebody gave me a bouquet of violets, are they like, girl, you need to cover that up?
I think that it comes also with the level of ignorance. So
Okay.
when you're giving flowers, don't always take the meaning, but it's good to know. But then you can also ask, like, did you mean to give me this yellow flower, friend? Or are you my boyfriend or girlfriend or my husband? Because why are you giving me yellow flowers? Because yellow means friendship.
Yes, friendship.
So are we breaking up? What are we doing here? Because I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? You gotta be careful.
Yes.
So the color yellow, I think, well, of course, we are definitely beautiful Black people.
Yes.
And the first thing that comes to my mind is friendship, right?
Okay, yes.
But that's our definition in our culture. But when looking at the yellow flowers, the color yellow is primarily associated with spreading happiness and joy.
The color yellow for roses.
Yes.
I'm looking at the same list that you're looking at, and I'm looking at roses. It says yellow means decrease of love, jealousy, or try to care. What?
AKA friendship. So back to, we right.
Situationship.
So if you got a yellow flowers, return them.
Baby,
if you're not trying to be somebody's friend.
Yellow flowers, just keep on scrolling through that Rolodex of yours,
right?
Because you might want to like not get too invested. So that I feel like we've given you a good range as to what the flowers can tell you or what they can say. And of course, you can definitely take note of the episode notes for the link here, or of course, ask your good old Auntie Google to direct you to a Floriography directory so that you can get creative in considering what you're going to do with your next delivery of flowers. Or, maybe you're trying to figure out what you want to grow or something like that, and you want to do so with intention and
storytelling.
Yes,
I mean, you can make a whole bouquet and tell a whole story.
I love that. There's
Everything
a lot of ways that
about.
we can go with this.
Yes.
Definitely. So shout out to all of the Black florists. We gotta shout them out first because they don't get enough love. And this is Black in the Garden. Black florists, Black flower farmers, and all who are involved in the many ways that we can cultivate flowers. The industry is floriculture, and it is a huge industry. I know that you're more involved in the horticultural side of things, in your immense understanding of and being a purveyor of houseplants. But whenever you feel like swinging into floriculture, there's definitely a space for you.
Yeah, and there's definitely alignment there too. So just like variegation and all that other stuff.
Yeah, you'll be good at it.
Yes.
Okay. So let's apply our new language of Floriography to celebrate a few remarkable Black women. We're going to give some Black women their flowers because we got to. I am a little bit biased. I'll admit that. It's fine. I'm a Black woman hosting this show, and I get to say who we're going to give the flowers to. So we'll just start there. Okay. So we're going to shine a spotlight on 3 incredible Black women: Alice Walker, Teresa Speight, and Karen Washington. Now, depending on how well-versed you are in urban agriculture or literature, would determine how many of these names you would be most familiar with. But don't worry, we're going to tell you more about them as we prepare to give them their flowers that they so truly, truly deserve. Each of these women has made significant contributions to their communities and beyond, and they've embodied qualities that deserve to be celebrated. So let's start with Alice Walker.
I'm excited about Alice Walker.
What you know about Alice Walker?
The color purple?
Come on.
Book,
okay.
Film, all of that.
Did you know she was an activist?
No.
Yes. So Alice Walker is the revered author and activist whose groundbreaking contributions have left a very indelible mark on literature and social justice. Yeah. So she definitely makes sure that with her work, she advocates for women like her, Black women, as we are out here celebrating her for doing that among so many of the things that she does. Like you said, color purple, a staple in Black culture.
Definitely.
And I love that it's a book and a film, and then
obviously
there's a readaptation of it. Oh, a play, of course. So it's definitely deeply ingrained into the culture. And for that reason, all the flowers. Alice Walker deserves all the flowers in recognition of her unwavering resilience and boundless creativity. So we're going to present her with the magnolia flower, which is a symbol of dignity and perseverance. And much like the enduring beauty of the magnolia, Alice Walker's words have stood the test of time, inspiring and uplifting generations. Did you know that Alice Walker won the Pulitzer Prize?
I did. I did.
For The Color Purple.
Yes.
The iconic novel, which we just mentioned a moment ago. And you can also find me discussing the botanical aspect of The Color Purple on the Smithsonian Gardens Let's Talk African American Gardens website, where I had a webinar discussing that, obviously, the botany of The Color Purple, because, very fitting for Cola be talking to do so. And of course, it won a Pulitzer Prize. Is it Pulitzer or Pulitzer? Tomato.
Pulitzer. You had it right.
I had it right. Okay.
Yeah, but before we do that, though, let's get into The Color Purple.
Okay.
Because we just talked about the meaning of color.
Of course.
Yes. So, and she probably did this very intentionally, but The Color Purple brings peace, harmony, respect, and other notable qualities. And I would want to capitalize on dignity, pride, and success. Yeah. So, when thinking about that movie, play, or however, rendition that you watch or read, you definitely get a lot of dignity, pride, and success through Black women, relationships, friendships, love, all of that. So I think that she did a really good job at depicting the color purple on paper and in film.
She was very intentional about that. And then, of course, there was a line in the scene where one of the characters, Suge Avery, said something to the effect of, "It pisses God off when you walk by a field or the color purple and you don't notice it." Yes. The titular line is what it's called. So yes, that is a very poignant point that you just brought up there, and making sure that we pause to, give her all the flowers for being so intentional with the details. Authors are good for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So yes, we're going to give Alice Walker the magnolias that she deserves. She does often reflect on these landscapes and scenery in her literature that is reflective of like the South. And, magnolias are also associated with the South and the landscapes there. So I find it very fitting to honor Alice Walker in that way. And her literary works continue to resonate with readers worldwide, especially with the adaptation being so new of the stage version of The Color Purple.
One comment about magnolias.
Yes.
They come from trees.
Wait a minute. Oh, right. You almost got me.
Yeah, I almost got her.
You almost got me. It's the way you said it. It was the wording. I'm like, yes, it's been so many times, especially in times that I've spent in South Carolina, where I'm walking on a nature trail or something like that, and I come face to face with a magnolia on like a low-hanging branch, and I never miss the opportunity to stop and just pause there and kind of maybe stick my nose in it like I'm a little bee.
I appreciate it.
And of course, take a picture for the gram.
Definitely. Magnolias are my favorite. So I definitely love that we're giving Alice Walker the magnolia.
So beautiful. So Alice Walker's literary repertoire includes other acclaimed works that explore the complexities of identity, race, and womanhood. So as we honor Alice Walker's legacy, let us also reflect on the profound impact of her storytelling and activism, which have paved the way for social change and cultural enlightenment. All right, so next up is Teresa Speight. And I can say, I haven't met her in person, but I do know her. I've had conversations with her. She is a really wonderful woman, very passionate being. She's really serious about this garden and horticulture life. So I'm excited to celebrate Teresa Speight. She's an author, she's a podcaster, a garden writer, which I didn't even really know was a thing until I really started looking into what she's got going on. She's a mother, a grandmother, a history lover, and with ancestral sharecropping roots originating in North and South Carolina.
Okay. What's a garden writer?
Well, context clues. Writing about gardens.
Okay, because I didn't know if it was more so like actually physically in the garden doing something, because we love to split words in multiple different ways. So
don't we?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Especially the Black people.
I know. So that's why I had to ask to make sure for clarity, but let's go ahead.
Okay, so let me be more specific, because I could have done better than that. A garden writer writes and publishes their work on topics related to plants and gardening. So you could be writing about how to. I think our mind generally goes to like the steps on how to, like the process of gardening and explaining that. But it can also be literature that is, based around a garden. It doesn't even have to not be fiction.
Mm-hmm.
How does it? It's nonfiction. It's not all nonfiction. You get what I'm saying? It can also be fun and like, whimsical and things like that. So garden writing is literally just writing about, maybe it's a garden that you're growing, maybe it's a garden that you visited, or the whole entire range of ways that we engage with gardens.
Okay, I have to add that title to my new resume.
Yeah, you
Plant
better
writer.
go write.
Absolutely.
I be writing stuff. I be writing the scripts for Black in the Garden. So does that make me a garden writer? I'll take it. Okay, y'all hire me. Okay. So Teresa has honored her roots through her work as the head gardener for the city of Fredericksburg, Virginia. She was a founding farmer of an organic CSA farm. Teresa is the founder and president of Jabali Amani Garden Collective, which is an online African-American garden club focusing on beautifying urban areas in our communities. That's pretty dope, right?
It is.
An online garden club that I actually need to go ahead and join. Teresa is also an estate gardener. And perhaps most notably, Teresa is the author of Black Flora. Many of my soil cousins undoubtedly are familiar with this book, probably have it in their collection. Points to you if you do. Black Flora is profiles of inspiring Black flower farmers and florists. Leave that in, please, because that's so hard to say. I'm going to say it again. Let me run that back. Black Flora profiles inspiring Black flower farmers and florists. Now I want you to do it.
Me?
Yes, since I did it.
Okay. Teresa is the author of Black Flora, profiles of inspiring Black flower farmers and florists, and co-author of The Urban Garden.
You better than me.
Absolutely.
You didn't even stumble. Okay, well, thank you for that. So she is the co-author of The Urban Garden, 101 Ways to Grow Food and Beauty in the City. And she also has a podcast, Cottage in the Court. So Teresa would be doing all the things. She'd be writing, she'd be talking,
well-versed.
She'd be gardening,
Absolutely.
Organizing around it with an online gardening club. Teresa introduces interesting people and discovers unique places. She also adds a little poetry to remind everyone to embrace the garden. So for Teresa, we have chosen the blue iris.
Beautiful.
It is known to symbolize strength and hope. The color blue has always been of power and royalty. And, Teresa really is a queen. And blue iris is a popular flower that symbolizes strength and surely gives off the aura of royalty. Wouldn't you agree?
She is royalty, absolutely. Yes.
Period. Like all of that I just told you about Teresa. Now you want to go get that book if you don't have it.
I'm going to call her.
What?
Teresa, call Plant Zaddy because we got to talk.
Y'all, you know what? That is a good connection to make.
Absolutely.
I love how this is just organic. We soil cousins. Okay. We are connected through the soil. So next we're going to give flowers and celebrate Karen Washington. And I feel like the real, not the real, because I don't want to do that thing. But I feel like the soil cousins that really be like in these urban agriculture streets, that really be like looking for the people who are really on the ground doing the work, really know about Karen Washington. She is, in case you didn't know, she is a renowned urban farmer and activist. I'm actually honored to be named alongside Karen as one of Cornell Botanic Gardens Cultivators of Celebration. Go look on their website to learn more about that. But Karen Washington has won a James Beard Foundation Leadership Award.
Wow.
Now, we know James Beard is a fancy award. Okay, so whenever she gets cleaned up and come out that garden, she go accept her James Beard Award.
She's going to accept the soil and all.
Soil and all. Because
Yeah.
really, she's doing what she came here to do. And that's how she got the award in the first place, right? Karen has been invited to the Obama White House for her involvement with the New York Botanical Garden and been called urban farming's de facto godmother. She's also worked to transform the Bronx's empty lots into spaces where food can grow. She's helped launch a farmer's market and, in relentlessly engaging her community, has remained focused on the intersections of food issues like poverty, racism, a lack of health care, and joblessness. she's really like,
Yeah, she's in the streets, in the trenches.
She's in the streets trying to make sure that somebody gets it right.
Absolutely.
Karen's passion for food justice and sustainable agriculture has made a profound impact on communities across the country. For Karen, we have chosen the sunflower.
Oh, you have one on your jacket.
I do. Hey, Miss Karen. So we have chosen the sunflower, and we'll emphasize the Native American meaning. Sunflower symbolized harvest and provision. And like, after everything I just said about Karen Washington,
she's definitely a harvester of many things.
Harvest and
Definitely.
provision, making sure that the poorest people who have the most trouble accessing food can get it. So that is provision. If it ain't nothing else, that's provision. In consideration of the urban farms that she's cultivated, Karen's legacy continues to thrive prolifically. As we wrap up our floral celebration, let's take a moment to reflect on the beauty and power of floriography. Through the language of flowers, we've celebrated the achievements and qualities of 3 remarkable Black women. Let's continue to honor their legacy and inspire others to bloom where they are planted. Soil Cousins, I want to thank you all for listening to the Black in the Garden podcast. On today, we had a wonderful time talking about floriography and honoring these incredible women. Let's continue to honor their legacy and inspire others to bloom where they're planted. Thank you so much for listening to Black in the Garden. I want to wish you all love, light, and soil. We had such a wonderful time in discussing floriography and celebrating these wonderful women that we got to honor today with flowers. Now, with that, let's take a watering moment with Plant Zaddy.
No matter on the receiving or the giving end of flowers, it's always good to know how to properly care for them. So, here are some Plant Zaddy tips to help you out. First things first is a clean vase, a clean foundation. You need a clean vase to prevent bacteria. Just like in life, it's essential to regularly cleanse your mind and surroundings from negativity to stay fresh and optimistic. Number 2 is trimming stems. Trimming stems for better water absorption is a way to cut out unnecessary baggage or habits that weigh you down, allowing you to grow and flourish. Number 3 is removing leaves. Now, this one is very important because removing submerged leaves to prevent rot is like letting go of toxic relationships or influences that hinder your growth and well-being. Number 4 is fresh water. Just as flowers need fresh water to thrive in life, staying hydrated, both physically and mentally, is crucial to maintaining freshness and vitality. Number 5 is the proper nourishment. Now, providing flowers with nutrients parallels nourishing your mind, body, and soul with positive experiences, knowledge, and self-care practices to stay vibrant. Number 6 is keeping them cool, putting them in the right environment. And placing flowers in a cool location away from harsh conditions mirrors the importance of seeking peace and serenity amidst life's challenges to stay calm, cool, and collected. Last but certainly not least is pruning regularly. Now, just like we talked about in the past, no matter if it's an indoor plant or a flower, pruning is very important because that is like removing bacteria or toxins that are not supposed to be there. So removing wilted flowers promptly symbolizes letting go of the past, mistakes, or failures, and embracing growth and renewal as an ongoing process. So remember, just like flowers, staying fresh in life requires regular care, nourishment, and the willingness to adapt and grow. And just like always, remember, plant more and worry less. Plant Zaddy out.
Black in the Garden is produced by Crystal Devone, with additional production and editing from Scotty Crow, VP of Audio. The series was created and co-produced by me, Cola B. Talkin. For more info, visit wabe.org/blackinthegarden.
WABE.